Hello, race fans. Welcome to another episode of Short Track Guys Podcast, brought to you in part by McDonald Muffler, a family-owned and operated muffler shop handling mufflers, converters, shocks, and a lot more. Also known as the Muffler Mafia. That is McDonald Muffler in Mobile, Alabama, 251-661-1043. Give those guys a call. Let them hook you up.
Do it.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, we've got the driver 07, Can'tQuitFishing.com sportsman here at Five Flag Speedway, and 2021 sportsman champion, and Ted Baber, Ted Baber Video Productions. What's up, guys?
Yo. What's happening? Welcome, McDonald Muffler. Glad to have you guys there.
The Muffler Mafia over
The
there.
Muffler Mafia over here.
Yeah, they. I know that you guys know them very well, being here locally in Five Flags in Mobile. But what a great group, and to welcome them on board and being part of that Short Track Guys podcast family. It doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, no, they've done the exhaust on my race car, Ben's race car, and, of course, I raced against Daryl III and his other son. They raced both in Sportsman, Parker, so I get to race against those guys this year. This ought to be interesting.
Good times.
Yeah.
Great kids to race with, very respectful. Their dad's a great guy. If you need muffler work, definitely go to McDonald Muffler.
Yep, that's in Mobile, Alabama. And I'll give the number again, 251-661-1043. Give them a call.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we going to follow up on last week when we've got this big month coming up in March, starting this weekend, and we're going to go, instead of Saturday night, we're going to go Friday night because I think, Jim, you got something involved with that.
Yeah, we got the Sportsman ready. It's sitting on the ground ready to go. I had chasing some brake issues this past week. I've been pulling my hair out. I changed out the calipers. All of a sudden, no brake pressure. So the master cylinder, changed it to one that I had and went and bought one. It didn't work, so I had to get the same type, swapped it out. Then I get the brakes pumped up, and we're getting everything good, and the brake line blows out. So then I lost all brake pressure again.
Yay.
So at least all this is happening in the shop and not while I'm at the racetrack scrambling, trying to pull my hair out. Because this week, giving a shout out to Martin Beck, who's still down with the back issues. My spotter, Frank Utzi, ex-spotter, he's retired. He's helping us out. He's going to come out, but he can't do a lot. So it's going to be mainly me and Ted here, and my good buddy Zach Morris, who's going to spot for me also. And I might be driving the 343 Pure Stock this weekend. We'll see how things go with Ben Cranford and see if he can't get out there. If he can't, well, I'm going to be pulling double duty. So that ought to be fun. Yeah. That's cool.
Get your protein shakes ready.
Yeah.
A lot of water.
But it's cool. I mean, it's that I would like to try that Pure Stock out anyway. I told him this year, because he's going to be out of town a lot, if the Sportsman car isn't racing, I'm probably going to load that thing on the trailer and take it out there and run it just to have some fun.
Mm-hmm. Get with it.
Yeah, have a good time. Why not?
And that's a big Friday night, before the stars come in.
Right.
But we got the Pure Stocks and the Outlaws are coming out there too, right?
No. It's just Pure Stock Sportsman Friday night.
Oh, Pure Stocks and Sportsman. Okay,
Pure Stock
Outlaws will be
Sportsman.
the following week, I think, or 2 weeks after that.
2 weeks after that'll be Outlaws. But we're running just us Friday night, late model practice. And then Saturday night, the big show.
Yeah, the ASA Stars National Tour. Yeah. It's an invasion. Well, we've got kind of a lineup, but we've gone over that a little bit. But just off the top of your head, the three of us, you pick one of that we know that's coming that might be a surprise.
Jacob Gomes is going to be here.
That'll be different.
I mean, the guys that are just coming from Illinois and California and up north, just all over the place. You know, I mean, it's just a huge show. It's kind of like a miniature derby with not as many cars.
Yeah, the Sunshine State 200.
Yep.
That is going to be Saturday night. And we're talking about a super late model national champion now.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
First race of that 10 race schedule.
Something we've been
Is
advocating
right here.
for a long time.
Yeah.
To get it done.
Well, you got the thing is, it gives guys like Nassie and Pollard and Roderick and all these guys a chance to do something big without going to NASCAR.
Right.
You know, and some of the NASCAR guys are coming. You're going to have, your Ty Majeskis and guys like that are going to be here. The William Byrons are going to run some of these races and guys like that. But this is mainly for super late model racers only.
Right.
So it's not tied to NASCAR. And the guys that are running like Sawalets and these guys, they may not get to run all the races because they got other commitments.
Right. Yeah.
So this is going to give the grassroots late model racer, Pollard, Nassie, Roderick, Matt Craig, who else? Jackson Boone. give all these guys a chance to be a national champion, which I think is just a cool deal.
I think Carson Hocevar, maybe Ty Majeski.
Well, Carson Hocevar's going further than he's driving for Junior Motorsports, so he's going to be. But he's not. I don't think Carson's going to be here. I think the Cars Tour opens this weekend. Also, I think he's going to be there. But I'm just saying the chance to give a local, true late model racer that's no aspirations going to NASCAR to be elevated to a national champion.
That'd be great. I mean, I almost think that you shouldn't allow the NASCAR guys to even get points in this situation because they're just kind of invading.
Kind of, but I don't want to do that because that's what they do with the trucks and the Xfinity Series. Now let them come in because Pollard can beat them, Massey can beat them.
They can come in, but I'm just saying if they're competing for that championship too, as well as the NASCAR championship,
they won't. I don't think they're going to be able to because of their schedules. But I mean, even if they do, so what? I mean, they're just. I welcome the competition because you see how well Bubba and Nassie and those guys run Five Flags. Same thing with Casey Roderick. It don't matter. They're good. I mean, you Anthony Campy or Bubba Pollard, they got a shot at winning this thing. And that's what I'm talking about. Because I don't think any NASCAR guys are going to run for that championship because their concern is not to be a national late model champion or win any championship. Their concern is to be moving on to the next level. So the next level, something pops up, they will drop this late model like a hot potato.
Yeah. Well, I can bring up something with Jeremy Doss. And we've talked about him and Jesse Love and all those guys out with Derek Thorne coming from California. Jeremy Doss has been running a lot of Legends cars, races out in Las Vegas. Well, he's coming to run not only the Stars Tour race, but he's going to run the Rattler too. And I'm wondering if you're traveling from the West Coast like that on a high dollar team or in a team that's in a series like the Spears Tour out there that we've mentioned many times, would you bring more than one super and a pro or run just one and hopefully you make both races?
Well, they'd probably bring two cars. I mean, just because you can take a pro and swap it over to a super with just the motor swap and a few little chassis changes. So I'm sure they'd probably bring two cars. You come to the West Coast, you better bring two cars in case something happens.
Right.
If not, you're loaded in the trailer and you're going home. And most of those teams, I guarantee, will leave their haulers at Five Flags for the week until it's time to go to the Rattler instead of, or they may tow them up there and leave them up there. I don't know. But for the most part, their rigs will stay here. They'll fly some of the crew members back. They'll go home for the whatever and then fly back. So, I mean, I would say they have two cars.
Yeah, because there's a good possibility something's going to get torn up in one of those
races. Yeah. Well, these young kids that don't care, they just drive right through you.
Well, saw that.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot recently. Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be a great show. I mean, like I said, I can't say more enough for them to come together with the Midwest Jegs Tour, with the Southern Super Series, and those three series actually coming together under the ASA banner, but running their deal too and being able to run for this. So, I mean, it's just a great opportunity for somebody. Plus, can't forget we got the SRL late model series too, that somebody could win that too, but it's not affiliated with the Stars Tour.
Correct.
But they could still win that one too.
Yeah.
So that's, like I said, it's going to be cool. This is going to be a great season for super late models.
Oh, it's added excitement for sure.
And they're going to run North Wilkesboro's even better. The Stars Tour is going to be at North Wilkesboro. How cool is that?
Very. Bucket list.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go up there. I mean, Ben and I are talking about taking a car up there because they're running street stocks, but we'll see.
Only time will tell.
If I get my Chevelle together, we'll go.
Just need 6 numbers. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, some big news coming out of, I guess, the Alabama 200.
Yeah.
Up there, somewhere around...
That Montgomery area.
Montgomery area, somewhere not just north of here.
Yeah, not too far.
And I think it was not really a shock, but quite a surprise for, what went down there.
Quite a surprise for Seth Christensen. I mean, he took it. John Bolin was so close, and I predicted he might get it, but it just didn't work out. Well, he had the opportunity to wear...
He could have put a bumper to him, but he said he didn't want to win that way. And, kudos to him for that. He had been one of these younger kids, and he was leading, he'd have got the same treatment, I guarantee you. But Seth Christensen, considering that's his second pro late model race ever, driving for Jake Garcia, so that 35 car, is no slouch.
Yeah, no, we know he can get it done.
I mean, he was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes to win a race. Put yourself in position. And a couple guys got together and then ended up wrecking, and he ended up being the guy on the pole on the restart and ended up driving away and winning the thing.
Well, Augie Grill came in third, and he was not in the right place at the right time. At one point, he got pretty bent up. but drove back to a third place podium finish. And Dustin Smith fourth, Bryson Schaefer fifth, Carson Brown, who we'll hear just a little bit about later.
He made some people mad.
Yeah, Johnny Aramandia, Gavin Graham, Chase Bradlin, Stephen Chun, Gage Rogers, and speaking of mad, Christopher Tullis in 12th place. He had a few spicy things to say about that situation between him and Carson Brown. He was not, I think he called him we won't say exactly what he said. It had something to do with money and being a punk.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll put it that way. And Stacy Crane, Jim Wall, who we've heard a lot about, Chase Johnson, JoJo Wilson came in 16th.
Hueytown.
Yeah. Dylan Fetcho, Frankie Martin, Boston Oliver, Cale Hall, Ryan Roos, and I'm curious if he's related to the other Rooses in that area. I just don't know for
pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a relation there.
Yeah, and Dawson Sutton, final position, number 22.
So we got how old is he? 15? 15, just turned 15, I think, not too long ago.
Gee whiz.
And his second Purple 8 model start and wins the Alabama 200 and kisses the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if he plans on doing this some more.
Well, the kid's got a lot of talent. He did really, the first time at Five Flags in the truck, he led a bunch of laps and finished second. He got passed late in the race, but that kid's got talent. He's pretty good.
And he was in the 35 with Jake Garcia because Jake Garcia has had commitments and he was out there in
trucks.
I think Las Vegas running the truck series.
Darn.
Yeah. The Craftsman truck series, I must say.
Craftsman.
I like saying that. I like Craftsman back.
I do too, because it was originally the Craftsman Truck Series.
Yeah. Ron Hornaday and Dennis Setzer and all those guys are Craftsman Truck Series. That's what it was all about. Welcome back, Craftsman.
Tools.
Yeah. Even though their tools suck.
Yeah.
I have to say that because
we're going to get letter.
Yeah.
We ain't going to get letters.
I was trying to get somewhere with that, and then you just had to just blow it out of the water.
I know. I'm a jackass.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
But I mean, but it's cool that they're back on the trucks, whether that happens or not. I'm glad to see it.
Oh man, good times.
Yeah. But speaking of the upper echelon, how about Chase Elliott breaking his leg?
Oh boy, yeah, that brings on a whole new problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a big argument right now about Cup drivers and stuff not being able to do extracurricular activities, and I think it's a good idea for them too, especially racing short track. So. Just my opinion. I mean, everybody needs to hush about that. The kid didn't do it on purpose. He was doing his thing, and he fell and broke his leg. He could break his leg walking out his back door and stepping off the stoop and breaking his leg. Then you're going to get penalized for that. I mean, you can't walk steps anymore. It's like
yeah. Well, Josh Berry and Jordan Taylor are the beneficiaries, if there is any such thing as after that, because they'll be filling in.
They threw poor Josh Berry to the wolves, son. He's not had any kind of simulator time in a Cup car. No track time, no practice, no nothing. Like, here you go, Josh.
Here's the keys.
Have fun. Have fun with it. He did pretty good. I mean, he had a problem and wound up finishing 29th, a lap or two down, but did a great job. Yeah. So I just want to throw that in there because everybody's short track's a Chase Elliott fan. Come on.
Yeah. Well, he's a Georgia boy.
Two-time Snowball Derby champion Chase Elliott. His dad was the Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
Most popular driver so many times.
Chase is too. I mean, Awesome Chase from the same place.
That's a new one.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what, man, this year is just ramping up because Chase, I guarantee if he wasn't hurt, he'd probably be in a super late model run some of these races.
Probably would. I mean, he enjoys that. He has a really good time.
Yeah.
He's able to, and his, car owner in NASCAR doesn't prevent it like some do.
Hendrick said no. Hendrick said that they're not going to prevent their drivers from living their lives.
There you go.
So that turned out pretty good there, I think.
Well, I do have a shout out to another local that we have mentioned before and we know quite well, Logan Boyette.
Oh yeah.
He just signed with E33 Motorsports with the Cars Tour debut this weekend in the number 29 at Southern Nationals.
Oh wow.
And he has only been there as part of the crew. He has not been behind the wheel, and he's excited to get in there. And congratulations, Logan Boyette. He has spent a lot of time in this area racing. And for him to make the Cars Tour, that's the Pro 8 model debut. But nonetheless, he'll be at Southern Nationals trying to get that checkered flag, which would be big and for, not only for his stable, but for this area.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. He's heck of a wheelman.
Yeah. He's done in trucks, late models, both pro and super. So he's been around.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's got the talent to do it. We'll see. I mean, it'd be good to see him get it done.
Yep. And we've got some upcoming races too, and I want to throw out a little bit of a local shout out too with Southern Raceway. I keep preaching that we're going to try to touch on dirt more and more and more,
right?
Especially in the local area and some of the national stuff with the sprint cars and the late models. But there's the 6th annual Battle of the Beach. It's an XR Southern All-Star Racing Series event this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. And they pay $3,000 to win on Friday night, $10,000 to win on Saturday night, but the total purse is over $63,000 on a 3/8 mile dirt track that's 20 minutes down our studio.
Right.
And we talk about that. Yeah, some of the local guys that are running those dirt tracks Friday, Saturday night, they're not really into the big, World Track Championship dirt late model stuff for $100,000 to win. Yes, they run professionally for a living,
right? Yeah,
but this in our area is a pretty big purse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, a snowball derby only pays $20,000 to win, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
but
$63,000 in dirt
purse.
money.
Yeah, no, that's total purse.
Right.
Snowball derby pays the winner $25,000. They pay $10,000, which I mean, it's still a good deal, and there's going to be a lot of cars trying to get that money. I mean, we're not going to get the Scott Bloomquist down here for $10,000, but. No. You're going to have the Hunt the Front guys. All three of them will be in that race, and they're pretty dadgum tough. So one of them might get it. You never know. I mean, that old track is pretty cool. Last weekend they had the IMCA Nationals at Baker, and then they ran them at Southern. I'm going to tell you something. Saturday night at Southern Raceway, those modifieds were 3 and 4 wide.
Ooh.
The guy, I can't think of his name, he won Friday night. He won 2 races at Baker, and he come from the back of 26 cars. It's Southern Saturday night to win the feature.
Wow.
And he won the whole the week championship.
Why don't we know who that is?
Because he's somebody I just don't know him. He's somebody from out in the Midwest. I mean, he's a dirt modified driver.
Right.
And the guy, I mean, he won Friday night going away. And I mean, our local guys looked foolish in them modifieds. I mean, one of the joiners won over in Baker, but I'm telling you, man, at Southern, this dude started dead last. And I mean, 3-4 wide coming through the field and won the thing.
Well, that's certainly something I'm going to dig into, and we'll give him a shout next week because that's pretty stellar right there.
Oh yeah, and a big shout out to my buddy Ricky Haugen for winning both nights in the vintage car, and the week before he won $1,000 to win vintage race at Southern. So I call him the GOAT. He it cracks him up when I do that to him, but. I've been following Ricky Haugen since he started racing, and dude is one bad dude on a dirt car, and he's running the number 12 vintage car, and he won both nights. So congratulations, Ricky.
Yeah, it's just a short track world that we've got going on here. If you haven't noticed for I don't know how long, but we've got one after another, and there's a couple others. New Smyrna Speedway this coming weekend, their regular season opener for a Polar Lake Model 100. And the E-Mods, 602 mods, and Bomber A's, which I'm going to turn this over to Jim. He can explain the E-Mods and the 602 and the Bomber A's in a nutshell. Easy entry fee, under 11 is free. You can expect Brad May, Steve Reddit, Blake Sudi, and Mike Amato down there in that Pro Late Model Series 100 at New Smyrna. And we just got through talking about the World Series, and now their regular season kicks off with a lot of great Pro Late Model and Super Late Model drivers down in that area.
Yeah, that's a great place to race. We're talking about the 602s are like the ground pounder chassis, a little smaller tire on a 602 crate motor. They're exciting to watch, down on power, but man, they get it done. The B-Mod, the E-Mods are like our Gulf Coast modified cars with a little less motor. The B-Bombers, or A-Bombers, are like Crown Vics. Like our Crown Stock class coming to Five Flags, that's exactly what they're going to be. So they put on a show, and there's a boatload of them.
Yeah.
And their B Bomber is 4-cylinder front wheel drives, and them guys were getting around that big old racetrack. They were strolling. The best, fastest class 4-cylinder wise they got called Mod Minis, but they're not running that weekend. But man, those things are insane. They're like miniature outlaw late models, and they get with it.
Yeah, that's New Smyrna this coming weekend, yes. And there's, like we said last episode, I mean, coming up in March, you got one big race after another, but then there are other big races that we just can't possibly get to all of them, and we try to do as much as we can.
Well, you still got to talk about the Rattler. That's coming up.
That's next weekend. After this weekend and the following weekend's the Rattler, and then after that's the ARCA race.
Going to be busy.
Yeah, we're going to be busy. And I mean, you got all kinds of big short track races coming up. It's going to be a busy year, especially with the Stars Tour. That added on. That added 8 or 9 races to have already busy. Look at this, look at this, look at this Midwest tour over here. Look over here, look over here.
Shiny thing over here.
Yeah, and there's another shiny thing over here. And then the Stars sitting right in the middle going, hey, guys, come be national champion.
We got all this, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got one last one coming up, and I know it's a little stretch, but there was something that came across the wire that we're very appreciative of. This is going to be the Gulf Coast Racing Series at Mobile International Speedway for the Pro Late Models and Pure Stocks, in part with this SRL Sportsman Series and the SRL Nationals on April 1st. And I don't know the mystery contact, but we kind of think who knew it was, but giving us a tag on there on Facebook, listening to our podcast and getting the track ready for that April 1st event. We do appreciate it, and we'll give you a shout out, and we hope to stay in touch for sure.
Yeah, we'd like to get the results to Mobile every race, and then we can throw the results out there in all the divisions, and I'm sure Gina will step up and do that for us. And we, Five Flags, of course, I'm going to be at all races of Five Flags, so I'll know the winners from that, so that's no big deal there. So
there's going to be somebody there at Mobile.
Oh, well, yeah, Ted will be over videotaping, but he's going to be too busy watching videotape. I'm going to be watching the races.
Well, I mean, after the last couple of episodes we've talked about, I think short track races is in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I think so. I sure hope it stays that way.
We're doing pretty all right.
Yeah, the economy's crap, but things will get better.
Yeah.
We still going to dig in. I'm going to dig, and everybody's going to dig, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, we have a resurgence of kind of pride and patriotism in the country. That is, the racing that we have locally is the embodiment of that.
Very true. If you take a knee at a racetrack, you're liable to get your butt kicked.
The other one's going to get broke.
Yeah, try to disrespect the American flag at a racetrack and see what happens to you. It's going to end poorly, I promise you.
He made that bad decision. He chose poorly.
Yeah, he chose poorly, yeah. Oh, Lord.
Well, I like the fact that they bring in, the singing of the national anthem is more authentic and more raw than you would ever see anywhere else. And I like the fact that it's not a superstar show and it's about me. It's about our country and what our country stands for. Right. You sing it like it was written. Yeah, and I respect that. And a lot of these local racetracks are getting in children's choruses or choirs and military people that come in and sing it. Right. And it's just more respectful, and it kicks off the evening just the way it should be.
Oh.
Well, considering that our sport is a true American sport.
Really grassroots.
It came from this country, not like football or basketball or baseball. These were things that were overseas, and it came this way, and we adapted them to our way of doing things. Stock car racing was straight up started in the Southeast by a bunch of good old boys chasing each other around, running moonshine, decided who had the fastest car. They got in the field, they raced, a guy saw it and promoted it. Next weekend, it was 4 or 5 guys chasing each other around the field, and people were sitting out there watching. Then next thing you know, it's a racetrack. So, yeah, we're all American here, brother. Yep. Red, white, and blue through and through.
USA.
That's right.
And the rest is history.
That's right.
As they say, yes.
Alcohol got us here.
Yeah. And sometimes it gets you taken out of the track, too.
Well, yeah, it can. But that moonshine was what started all this. Guys coming back from World War II, souping up cars, running moonshine.
Yeah, I think it was the money from the moonshine that got us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they were souping up cars. They learned a lot of stuff overseas, working on tanks and stuff like that.
Airplanes.
And they come home, started building airplane motors, and started building hot rods.
Yeah, you know a guy named Junior Johnson?
Yeah, I've heard.
He might know something about that.
His daddy was the best moonshiner in Wilkes County. Made the best shine there was. There's a story about that. They said one time they raided their house and they had the stuff was upstairs. So the moonshiners put a slide down the steps, and they were sliding the cases of moonshine. And Junior Johnson, when he was a little kid, he'd get on a slide and slide down with sit on top of that case of moonshine and ride it down. And he'd run back up and do it again. They told him to stop it. And he said, "You're on my front porch."
Just some of the local color.
Oh, yeah. Junior Johnson's a legend, dude.
Absolutely is.
One of my heroes.
Yeah.
Well, you got short tracks, you got 1.5 miles, you got 2 miles, you got plate tracks. We're short track guys, and that's what we love. That's what we talk about. We get together every week. McDonald Muffler, thank you for coming on board. I look for a long-term relationship with that. Short track racing with you guys every week is always a pleasure. I get excited. I never write notes down. And I'm like, there's so much to talk about, and we could go on and on and on. But we have to leave a little bit for next week.
I watched a short track race on ice the other day.
I've seen some of that crazy stuff too. Yeah. Well, I want to thank McDonald Muffler, Daryl, and Daryl the Third. I'm going to be racing against him and Parker this year, and that's going to be fun. Two good, respectful young men that race hard. They work on their stuff. They make it pretty, and they dig hard. And their dad's a really cool guy. Their whole pit crew and I are good friends, and we're thankful y'all are on board. I know you're going to be listening in your shop, working on your car. We just want to tell you thanks again, and this is the first of many shows for you guys, and we'd like to have you guys on here one night, you and Parker, to talk racing, and we're looking forward to a great 2023 season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be outstanding. I can see it from here.
Yeah. Oh, the excitement is just oozing through the walls here from the parking lot. So I can't wait for it. And we'll just take it one step at a time and try to soak it in and not rush through it, because this is a long-term thing.
Enjoy it.
Amen, brother.
A great ride. Enjoy it while we can.
So we doing it all together? 1, 2, 3?
Sure.
Yeah. How about that? 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Brandon.
Talk to y'all later. Thanks for listening.
Stay strong, America.
Good night, everybody.